First pair, Don Helms and Chris Parisi. The world champion working his way down the right-hand side. His 2020 Mustang, the 2018 Mustang of Helms on the left side. Parisi on an 046 light, 1184, 119 miles an hour, 1276 at 108 for Don Helms. Anthony Yeager and Chris Rush going down the racetrack. A pair of late model S550 chassis Mustangs. Yeager, a multi-time True Street winner, playing his hand here in Super Stang. He left before the tree was activated, so he does not get a time slip for that. 12:37 at 120 for Chris Rush. Once again, Ford Muscle drivers, you have 15 minutes to change your index if you would like to do so. Top floor of the tower, please. We've already been visited by a few of you. Ford Muscle drivers, if you would like to change your index, you have 15 minutes to come to the tower and do so. Dale Aldridge and Ray Williams coming up as our next pair. And Dale Aldridge moves before the tree is activated, so he will get no time. Ray Williams misses a perfect reaction time by 11 thousandths of a second in his 2012 Mustang. 11.99 with a 0.117. Here comes Coyote Jen, Jennifer Fahey, and her husband Dennis behind her. Her 2011 Mustang. This is her first year in the HB Tuner Super Stang class. She's watched her husband Dennis make lots of laps, and she says, it looks like fun. I'd like to get out here and try my hand. So the Brooksville, Florida-based Mustang over on the left-hand side. Right-hand side is Matt Johnson out of Indiana, the 2020 Mustang. That's the kind of lime green color car over there on the right-hand side. And Jennifer going deep, let go just a little too early there. She was waiting for the tree to be activated. Once again, the right-hand side leaving before green. So Matt Johnson will get no data. 1185, 120 miles an hour for Jennifer Fahey. Kevin McKenna coming up left-hand side, former class champion. And Jacob Young, a nice 10 reaction time for Jacob Young out of Kentucky on the right-hand side. Only 100th of a second away from a perfect light. He goes 11:23 at 125, 10:77, 129 for McKenna. Lloyd McKeska coming up next, left-hand side. Silent Lloyd out of Texas, 2006 Mustang. I'm not sure if he's pulling double duty this weekend. And Mike Moisner coming up out of Indiana, the drop-top Mustang over on the right-hand side. Once again, I need Modular Muscle. Modular Muscle, tower side staging lanes, please. XD Racing Clutch, Modular Muscle. Tower side staging lanes for your first qualifier, please. A couple green light reaction times here. The better of the two being Lloyd's at 0.34 to an 0.68 for Moisner. Lloyd will get there first, left side, 1178, 117 miles an hour. Mike goes 1439, 98 miles an hour in the convertible. All right, attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Grudge test and tune, Grudge test and tune. Need you to tower side staging lanes, please. Grudge test and tune. Grudge test and tune. I need you to tower side staging lanes, please. Mickey Thompson Tires, Grudge test and tune. Need you to tower side staging lanes, please. Marvin Knack, Thomas Hill, our next pair. That's going to roll to the starting line. The Stifler's back car of Knack, 2011 Mustang over on the right side. Thomas Hill on the left side, the 2017 Mustang. And both cars trying to go deep rolled through the tree. So they will get no data on that run. You need to make sure you stay staged until the tree drops in order to count for getting ET. But unfortunately, both of them rolled through the tree, and that will invalidate their first run. I'm throwing out big words already, and Gavin looked over at me and says, "Hey, man, pace yourself. It's 3 solid days." I was actually thrown the word challenge by one of our media team members, Painsley Jacobs. I'm not quite sure if I'm up to that yet. Brian Loans does a great job with that. I'm not sure if I'm ready for the word challenge quite yet. Maybe she'll throw me out like something easy. Robert Sander and Anthony Ogle going down the track. Ogle in the parachute pack in 2012 Mustang on the left side. Yeah, he needs it. 910, 157 miles an hour. Talk about top end charge. He picked up 34 miles an hour from the 8th mile to the quarter. 1017 to 138 for Robert Sander on the right-hand side. And we have a crash at the top end, ladies and gentlemen. Either that or it might have just been smoke from the tires. We'll check it and we'll get right back with you here. Hang tight. All right, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. I have a parts call. I'm looking for a 2016 and newer S550 Mustang drive shaft. 2016 and newer Mustang drive shaft. If you have a spare one that you're willing to part with, or you know where one can be acquired, please locate Mike Washington. He's the really good-looking guy, most likely on a scooter out there somewhere with 2 radios. He's waving to fans and hugging babies and signing autographs. Go find Mike Washington. So I believe I misspoke. It was not a crash. I thought it was, but it looks like it might have just been tire smoke. Yeah, brake smoke. Okay. So thankfully, everybody is okay. Yeah, there might be clean underwear needed in one of them. But thankfully, anytime that we can avoid a wall tap and everybody's okay is a great day. The turbocharged 2020 Mustang of Victor Sierra out of Miami, Florida, coming up over on the right-hand side with the parachute pack and a nice little yellow accent on the parachute. That's an interesting twist. I like it. Carlos Neves out of Winter Haven, Florida, he also 2020 Mustang on the left side. Once again, I need Grudge Test and Tune. Grudge Test and Tune. To the staging lanes, please. Grudge Test and Tune. Grudge Test and Tune to the staging lanes, please. They've also called Modular Muscle. Modular Muscle, if you're not in the staging lanes, you're about to be late. 1081 at 128 for Carlos Neves. 993 at 150 miles an hour for Victor Sierra. He was a little slow off the 60-foot, but the car sure trucked on the backside. Logan Day and Richard Sosa coming up in our next pair. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. True Street. True Street, for your second time run, I need you to west side staging lanes, please. True Street. True Street, I need you to west side staging lanes for your second time run, please. True Street. True Street, need you to west side staging lanes for your second time run of the day, please. True Street. TorqStorm Superchargers, True Street, I need you to west side staging lanes your last pass for your second pass of the day, 11-12, 126 miles an hour for Logan Day. Richard Sosa left before the tree was activated, and he will get no data. Final call for Modular Muscle. We're about to start. If you are not in the staging lanes, 1019, 114 miles an hour for the driver left side. I don't have any data on them as of yet. We are working on it, though. Shane Williams and Chris Graff going down the racetrack as I was visited by the infamous Stephen Beachwork. 1186, 110 miles an hour for Shane Williams. He misses the perfect reaction time by just 0.005 of a second, and I'm not surprised. Shane is always going after that reaction time. Once again, I have called Grudge Test and Tune. Grudge Test and Tune to tower side staging lanes, please. Grudge Test and Tune. Grudge Test and Tune to tower side staging lanes, please. Mickey Thompson Tires, Grudge Test and Tune. Tower side staging lanes, please. Again, I have called True Street. True Street to the west side staging lanes, non-tower side. True Street. True Street. West side staging lanes, please. I only see a couple of you there, and I know there's a whole lot more, so we need you. TorqStorm Superchargers, True Street. Need you to the west side staging lanes, please. Richard Robinson and Diane Foster. And Foster having some trouble on the left-hand side. The right-hand side, Robinson, a nice 0:31 reaction time for the 2019 Mustang driver. 12:35 at 93 miles an hour for Robinson. 14:28 at 1:08 for Foster. After a little bit of a hiccup off the starting line. Some of these text messages that I'm getting on my phone, I cannot repeat over the PA system, but I'll tell you what, it's giving us some humor up here in the tower. Dennis Hilliard and Mike Bowles coming up next. Bowles, the 2010 Mustang, the red car on the right side. The 2019 Mustang out of Colorado, is that correct? That's a long haul. For Dennis Hilliard on the left side. Hilliard getting the better reaction time. All right, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. I have a truck that is parked in a racer pit spot, and we need it moved, please. We have a truck parked in a racer pit spot, and I need it moved, please. It is a Colorado license plate DYS, so Danny Young Stanley, 9955. So if you own a red Colorado pickup truck, license plate Danny Young Stanley, 9955. We need it moved immediately, please. Andy Russell and John Rush, our next pair. John Rush going for a green light, misses by 0.007 of a second to get that ugly little red light at the bottom. A nice 021 tree for Andy Russell on the left side. He'll get there first, 10-10, 114, 11-18, 120 for John Rush. Susan McClanahan out of Michigan, the Roush camp. Over on the right-hand side. Lee Goetz, the 2007 Mustang, over on the left side. He rolls through the tree trying to stall up. So Susan will get a single shot. Susan rocking her way down the right-hand side, 954, 141 miles an hour. So left-hand side bumped through the tree and will not get an ET. You have to stay staged for the tree to activate and get in the lapse time. Once again, I need TorqStorm Superchargers, True Street. TorqStorm Superchargers, True Street. Need you to the west side staging lanes, please. I'm starting to see some of you. I need more of you. TorqStorm Superchargers, True Street. Need you to the west side staging lanes, please. Brian Hingle going to make a single pass in his Mustang as we are making a license run on the left side. 959, 123 miles an hour for Brian Hingle. Chris Hammond coming up in the 93 Mustang over on the left side. Nice little wheelie there. .10.06, 137 miles an hour. Jason Steamer and Kerry Shotwell come up in our next pair. Shotwell in the blue Mustang on the right. Jason Steamer's 2008 Mustang on the left. Shotwell out of Ohio going to make it down the right side first. 1077, 128. Jason Steamer goes 1317, 107 miles an hour for him. All right, a couple of Mod Muscle rides coming up here. Charlie McCullough, the Georgia-based 2004 Cobra on the left-hand side. No data on the S197 chassis Mustang over on the right side. Looks like a Boss 302, so that would be a 2011-2012 model vehicle. McCullough on a nice 012 reaction time. Former class champion, and that is why you see lights like that. All the way down. 1105, 118 miles an hour. 1116 at 125 for the Boss 302. Tim Podvin coming up the 2016 Cobra Jet on the left side. That's the blue car. Right-hand side, the Terminator Cobra. I don't have any data on that driver, but nice looking with the bead-locked wheels over on the right-hand side. Podvin 869, 158 miles an hour for the Cobra Jet, and unfortunately the other Cobra having problems. It looks like about 50 feet out as he rolls to a stop, and we will see what happened there as we get that car off the racetrack. So unfortunately, the driver over the right-hand side having problems, so we will get the Cobra hooked up and going the wrong direction down the racetrack, unfortunately. It looks like we have one more vehicle, and then we will switch gears from XD Racing Clutch Modular Muscle, and we will move over to Mickey Thompson Tires Grudge Test and Tune. That will be followed by True Street. Once again, True Street drivers, if you are not in the West Side staging lanes, it's probably a good thing to head over there if you want to make a time run. All right, so it looks like the driver actually backing out under his own power, so that's good. We will go right back to racing action. All right, so we have a single pass coming up here from Matt Hargett. I believe he is our last Modular Muscle driver. Did a big wheel stand in this Mercury Capri on his last time out. Again, yeah, this is a Mercury Capri. This is the kind of upscale version, because Mercury was always the kind of upscale version of Ford. They put wood grain and stuff in those cars. He tamed the wheel stand down a little bit, but check out the reaction time. 002 from Matt Hargett. Probably the best one of the class so far as I know. 10:33, 128 miles an hour. And look at that, Gavin, you lied to me. You told me that was the last Modular Muscle driver, and here comes one more. Yeah, so it looks like we have one more. This is Anthony Jarvis out of Massachusetts, the 2014 Cobra Jet over on the left side of the racetrack. Jarvis rolling it up to the staging beams. He's going to make a single shot here. Once again, Grudge Test and Tune, Grudge Test and Tune. If you're not in the lanes, you're late. Grudge Test and Tune, Grudge Test and Tune. If you're not in the lanes, you're late. And it looks like Jarvis is just going to take the tree and roll it down. We're going to do a little bit of spray and drag action here as we work our way towards the Grudge Test and Tune class. Looks like we have a few vehicles lined up for that. And then we'll go over into TorqStorm Superchargers, True Street. So once again, TorqStorm Superchargers, True Street. Come to the west side staging lanes if you'd like to make a pass. TorqStorm Superchargers, True Street. You can come over to the west side staging lanes if you'd like to make a pass, please. Shout out to all the NMRA crew out there working hard this weekend. We know you're down there in the sun. For all of you that have come out here to spectate and race, please make sure you keep your fluid levels up. We already talked about water up here in the tower a couple of times. And that sun will bake it right out of you, even if you don't think it's that warm. But we don't want anybody to have any issues. But we talk about the fact that this is the first of 3 official days of work here at NMRA's first race of the 2022 Holly NMRA Ford National Series. Big shout out to Holly for presenting this as we do our 27th annual NMRA Spring Break Shootout. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of cool stuff that we have planned this weekend. We added the new 860 Street Race Showdown class. That's brought to us by Suncoast Performance. But we also have the BPK Performance Spring Break Shootout. That is the quickest 16 averages from the TorqStorm Superchargers True Street class. So you have to complete all 3 runs and legally not be disqualified. And then the quickest 16 averages will get to play in heads-up action on Sunday for additional cash and prizes, which Gavin says are too many to list. And then we also have the Tremec Stick Shift Shootout. And what we do there is we take the quickest 8 stick shift averages. Again, you must participate in the TorqStorm Superchargers True Street class. And then what we do is we take the quickest 8 stick shift car averages that legally complete it. And then we run them on Sunday for additional goodies. A big thanks to Mike Kidd and everybody from Tremec. The Tremec booth is located over on the west side of the racetrack behind the first set of grandstands. So go over and visit them and see all the cool stuff that they have available that'll take all this abuse and power and beating, and tell them thank you for their continued support of NMRA racing. So a big shout out to all of the vendors and sponsors that are here on the drag midway. We obviously want to make sure that you go over and visit the NMRA Power Mall, also located on the west side of the racetrack. They got all kinds of goodies, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, stickers. If you accidentally left stuff at home like earplugs and chapstick and sunscreen, they've got that stuff too. So make sure you go over and visit Rebecca and her gang over at the NMRA Power Mall. Pick up your officially licensed NMRA event t-shirt. We have a limited number of those, so make sure you go over and get one. As a matter of fact, I think I'm probably going to have to send somebody down to get one for me so they don't run out of them yet. Big thanks to Nitto Tire, their display located right across from the tower. And Nitto is paying the extra bonus in True Street. If you win your class and you are running a approved Nitto Tire, they will pay you extra money. Yeah, so big thanks to Nitto Tire. Make sure you go over and visit them and see how you can use their NT05 as well as their all bigger selection of Nitto tires to power your truck or car. I mean, their cars have been in the 8s on Nitto 17-inch drag radials. So thanks to the Bigfoot 4x4. He's parked right next to the Nitto rig, and really cool to see the old school Bigfoot ride. I believe this is the original Bigfoot truck. It's cool to see that thing parked over where we can see it with a big American flag on it. All right, so here's our new class. This is the Mickey Thompson Tires Grudge Test and Tune. So this is a Grudge class, ladies and gentlemen. So if you look at the top end scoreboard, you notice there's dashes on them, which means we will have no information to relay to you. No reaction time, no 60-foot. The drivers want to keep this information secret. So Keith Hingle, the 88 Mustang on the left side. Stick shift car, the late model S550 chassis on the right side. I don't have any information on the driver. And as they work their way down the racetrack, they will run a full quarter mile. But as I said, we have no data up here in the tower. The only person that'll have that data is the person that hands them the time slip, and that's it. Jason Wolf out of Savannah, Georgia, the 89 Mustang. Pretty serious looking hot rod coming up here on the right-hand side of the track. Got an opening for the blower, or excuse me, the turbocharger in the grill area. And funny that I say that, considering there's really not much of a grill area on Fox Body Mustang. Oh, and look at that. Rebecca's checking in from the NMRA Power Mall and letting me know what else. And she says, we have women event T-shirts this year, including child and toddler gear, too. So if you want to grab yourself something for your kids, possibly a birthday present or something for Christmas later or what have you, go visit the NMRA Power Mall. I know a lot of the enthusiasts in your family will appreciate it. So thanks, Rebecca. We appreciate you checking in and letting me know about it. So once again, event T-shirts, jackets, sweatshirts, all kinds of goodies, as well as the stuff you may have wanted to bring with you but forgot, including sunscreen, chapstick, earplugs, sunglasses, hats, and like Rebecca told me, women event T-shirts are also available, including child and toddler gear. So go over and visit the NMRA Power Mall. It's located on the west side of the racetrack. Jason Wolf, here in a single turbocharged 1989 Notch Mustang. Sounded pretty serious, but again, I will have no data to relay to you, so we can only guess at how fast. So far, looks pretty quick to me. He lets out of it early. And still, I would say, probably faster than a 13-second lap. Maybe 12s. Gavin's not appreciating my humor right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we are going to officially move into TorqStorm Superchargers True Street. All right, so TorqStorm Superchargers True Street. All right, attention in the pits, attention in the pits. I need bracket entries to tower side staging lanes for a time run. Bracket entries, tower side staging lanes for a time run. Our first pair of True Street goes down. Daniel Augustine and David Lachey. Once again, these drivers are merely looking for ET and consistency on their side of the track. 12:33 for the Galaxy, 14:51 at 89 miles an hour for the Mustang. Couple of Tremec stick shift entries coming up on this pair. Peter Martinez, 2012 Mustang on the left side. No data on the driver on the right side, as once again Law working at a fever pitch up here. 1072, 129 for the right side. 1132, 126 left-hand side. All right, so my heads-up drivers, my heads-up classes, be prepared for getting called to the lanes here shortly, as at 11:27, as we should call you to the lanes here shortly as we are winding down our first official session in the index classes. William Diaz and Adrian Gomez coming up next. Gomez in the Mustang on the right-hand side, Diaz in the F-150 on the left-hand side, and the F-150 is staying right with the Mustang till he lifts out of the gas early. 10:02, 137 for the Mustang. 10:89 at just 93 miles an hour for the pickup truck. You look at the 8th mile and you sit there and go, yeah, that pickup truck was on its way to a real low 10-second run. And again, I love it. The sleeper factor in full effect. Put the stock wheels back on it, man. Some steel wheels would look awesome. Marcelino Santalago coming up in the 2017 Fusion Sport. And John McGuire, the 79 Mustang Cobra, the stick shift entry over on the right-hand side as he works his way down the racetrack. Right-hand side will get there first, 12:03 at 190. All right, attention, all Ford Muscle drivers. Your window for changing or declaring your index is now officially closed. Ford Muscle drivers, your official time to declare your index or change your index is officially closed. Luan Walker and Mike Baker, our next pair on the starting line. The Florida-based 98 Mustang of Walker on the left side. Mike Baker's 91 Mustang out of Virginia over on the right-hand side. Thank you, Morgan Hickson, for checking in by message and letting me know that Kevin McCotter is running both. See, this is why Morgan is on our staff. She lets us know about this stuff. Being visited by the wheel standing stick shift wagon. Oh, wait, we actually have more than one of the. No, he's the original one. I'm going to just call his the original one. 1497 and 1169, the result of that pass, as Mike Baker keeps getting faster. Normally he's good for the 12-0, but he's getting faster here. John Muldowney and George Ortiz coming up next, or Jorge. Would you say that's George, or would you say that's Jorge? The 2020 Mustang on the right-hand side, and John Muldowney, the 2014 Mustang, on the Triple Law Firm side of the racetrack. Jorge going 11:37 at 123, and I said it that way because Gavin told me to. 10:83, 123. What? Oh, yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, he's referring to a text earlier that I can't talk about. That's like a tease. Logan Day and Crystal Hunt next. Logan and Terry Day, his dad, out here racing out of Port St. Lucie, Florida. I'm going to have to ask Terry to come up to the tower and let me know what's going on with his car. Logan Day, 11:11, 121 miles an hour as he stays consistent. 13:69, 102 miles an hour for Crystal Hunt. Once again, bracket racers. I need you to tower-side staging lanes for a time run. Bracket racers, I need you to tower-side staging lanes for a time run, please. I'm sitting here announcing True Street, and I look over and I still see the really cool-looking original Bigfoot monster truck. Yeah, this is really cool. Seen a couple iterations of it, but that is the original one. That is the one that started it all. The Sam Lippincott and William Papaleo going down the racetrack, 11:66. Look at the speed, 144 miles an hour for the Shelby. Get that 60-foot down, and that's a 10-second time slip. 13:95 at 103 on the right-hand side. Ronnie Apperson flew all the way from California, the Air Force man, over on the right-hand side in the S550 chassis Mustang. Rick Dorn, the 2007 Mustang, on the left side. .990 with a 2 on the end of it for Apperson at 137, 1384 at 92 miles an hour. Gerald Kelly out of Bradenton. The Fox body on the left side. And the Shelby coming up on the right-hand side. No driver information on file as Law is literally wearing the keys out as she's trying to wear 3 hats over here like she normally does. 10:63 at 131 for the Shelby. 14:47 at 101 for the Fox body. Here comes Andrew Kelly. The Fox body Mustang beating with the heart of an Illuminator Coyote motor and a stick shift. On the left-hand side, the guy who owns Performance Roofing. Yeah, that's what he does for a day job. He's got quite a few Mustangs, too, so he's having fun with this one as he's trying to get it dialed in. He's been trying to make more and more runs and get it deeper and deeper in the 10s. Looks like he hooked up decent on that one. He's lining up here with David Coombs out of Valrico, Florida, the 2017 Mustang. Is Kelly looking for another 10-second time slip? He goes 10:93, 124 miles an hour. 12:37 at 114 for David in his 2017 Mustang over on the right-hand side. Jose Vera coming up in the 2021 GT500 over on the right side, and Gary Siempra out of Punta Gorda, Florida, the 1989 Mustang on the left side. .1025, 130 miles an hour for Gary on the left. 1099 at 128 for Jose Jalapeno on the right-hand side. Yeah, for those of you that don't recognize the Jose Jalapeno, the Jeff Dunham reference. Yes, Jeff Fafa. You have too many Fs. Again, we're having way too much fun up here in the tower, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm very grateful to be holding a microphone and standing next to Gavin. Elizabeth Coons coming up next, the 2018 Mustang on the right side, and the Celine Mustang over on the left-hand side. That's Craig Manuel. I'm probably butchering his name. 1013, 141 miles an hour for Craig. 1359, 102 miles an hour for Elizabeth. Once again, working our way through a lot of cars here in TorqStorm Superchargers True Street. Morgan Hickson down there at the front of the staging lanes doing what she does and smiling and helping everybody through it all. Brent Zoba going down the right-hand side in the 2019 Mustang, 1235, 116 miles an hour. Left side goes 1196 at 117. Here comes the nitrous-infused 1985 Mustang of Adam Kuffel. Guy normally races at Orlando, has been a True Street champion here at Bradenton before. I got to wonder if his last pass where he ran in the nines was all motor, because he's knocking the spray down on this one. Here we go. 130 on the 60-foot. I'll know if he's on an 8-second pass here in just a second. Yes. Looks like it's going to be close. 906, 149 miles an hour for Kuffel. Ray Wicker going 1411 at 95 miles an hour on the right-hand side. Hey, there's Chris Parisi and Carlos Otero down there in front of the tower. What's up, gentlemen? I like your hat, Carlos. Corey Mammon coming up next in the blue S197 GT chassis on the right-hand side of the racetrack. Left side, the S550 chassis. For those of you that are wondering, why am I throwing out odd number combinations? The S550 chassis is 2015 and newer Mustang. The S197 chassis is 2005 through 2014. 1370 at 101 miles an hour for Corey Mammon. 1285 at 104 for the left-hand side. Marianne Mammon coming up next, the retired school teacher. This is a great way to spend your retirement. Take your Mach 1 Mustang down the racetrack. Andrew Alea coming up out of Miami Springs, Florida. 2022 model F-150. The new. 1347, 104 miles an hour. 1379 at 101 for Marianne Mammon over on the right side. Jordan Perez coming up out of Miami, Florida, the black Mustang over on the right-hand side of the racetrack. Left side, Aaron McCormick out of Jacksonville, the 2004 Cobra, another stick shift entry on left side. The Terminator Cobra and the S197 chassis Mustang side by side as they go down the racetrack. Top end scoreboard says 1082 for the Cobra, 1073 for Perez. They both make nice laps there. 129 miles an hour on left side, 130 miles an hour right side. Thank you, Kate, for checking in by messenger with McLean Motorsports. We appreciate it. Probably the car with the most True Street stickers that I've ever seen left-hand side. David Blay out of West Virginia, the 92 Mustang. Right-hand side having some trouble off the starting line. He's rolling slowly down the racetrack. Blay will get there at 1273, 107 miles an hour. Right-hand side, it's a coin flip about whether it'll make it there or not. So it looks like the right-hand side having some trouble. The automatic hazards have come on, so we're going to be down here for just a minute while we go and fetch that driver. Wayne Stewart of the media team down there grabbing photos of everybody. We appreciate Wayne Stewart from KWS Images being part of our team this weekend. Just part of our many people that are out and about. If you see somebody in an event staff shirt that's out walking around, especially someone with a camera, go over and say hi to them. I mean, there's lots of great stories in the pits, and sometimes we don't know what you've got going on until you let us know about, what you have going on in your pit. You might have had a thrash or, had a long trip to get down here and you're making a career best pass or whatever it is. But, let us know about it. We would love to hear. And while we have a minute, the car that is stopped in the middle of the racetrack,